Welcome to Max Asian. Korean historical dramas have something few genres can match: the ability to blend palace politics, impossible romances, and intrigues that change destinies, all within a world with its own rules that draws you in from the first episode. In this video, we bring together 12 historical K-dramas that stood out for their captivating stories, their characters that leave a mark, and for proving that the Sajek genre can go from the most spirited comedy to the deepest melodrama without losing its essence. But before we start the video, it would help me a lot if you took a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your kind support. Number 1. Captivating the King. Lee In grew up as the favorite of the king, his older brother. He admired him, defended him, and when the time came, accepted being taken hostage by the Qing dynasty without complaint. That is what loyal brothers do. What he did not expect was that upon his return, that same brother would look at him with suspicion and contempt. When circumstances force him onto the throne, Lee In is no longer the affectionate prince he once was. He is a king who plays Baduk to avoid thinking, who keeps everyone at a distance, and who suddenly crosses paths with Kang Hee-soo, an unknown player who challenges him on the board with an audacity he had not seen in a long time. What Lee In does not know is that Hee-soo reached him with a purpose very different from love. The cat and mouse dynamic between the two leads is what holds the drama from the first episode. Cho Jung-soo carries the weight of a fractured king in a way that feels real, and Shin Sae-kyung gives her character layers that reveal themselves patiently. The political background gets overly complicated in the middle, and some episodes lose momentum, but the central romance and the tension of every encounter on the board make the full ride worth it. A period drama that knows exactly which card is its strongest and plays it well. Number 2. My Dearest. Yoo Gil-chae is a well-born woman who carries confidence like a banner. She believes the love of every man in her world belongs to her, that her life will follow the path she chooses, and that nothing will change her course. Then Lee Jang-hyun appears, mysterious, with a smile that hides more than it shows, and with a past no one can fully read. Something starts moving between the two before either of them is willing to admit it. That is the first part. The second shifts in tone entirely, because the Qing invasion of Joseon is not background decoration, but the center of the story. It separates, destroys, and places the characters in situations where love is no longer enough to explain the decisions being made. It can be hard to watch for those who expected something lighter, and the story demands real patience. But Nam Kung-min delivers one of his finest performances, building a character that cannot be defined in a single word, and An Yoon-jin grows with each episode in a way rarely seen. This is the kind of story that leaves you speechless when it ends, one of those you do not forget easily. Number 3. Our Blooming Youth. Crown Prince Li Huan receives a letter he did not ask for and cannot ignore, a curse that predicts his death with enough detail that he cannot dismiss it as fantasy. Meanwhile, Min Jae-yi is accused of murdering her entire family the night before her wedding. She flees to save her life, and her path in the prince's cross in the most unexpected way. The deal between the two is simple. She helps him break the curse, he protects her from those hunting her. What neither calculates is how much time they will need to solve the mystery surrounding them, or how close they will become in the process. The drama mixes the period romance with a mystery plot at a good pace, keeping the suspense without becoming heavy. Some twists in the final stretch arrive hurriedly, and not all threads are tied as neatly as they could be, but Park Hyung-sik and Jeon Soni build a dynamic that makes every scene between them a pleasure. It is a drama that knows how to be entertaining without losing emotion, and that combines palace intrigue with romance in a way few in the historical genre manage to pull off. Number 4. The Secret Romantic Guesthouse. What happens when the owner of a debt-ridden inn receives as guests 3 handsome students, each with a secret that could change the fate of all of Joseon? Yoon Dano inherited her family's inn along with the debts that came with it. To stay afloat, she takes in young men coming to prepare for the civil service entrance exam. Among the new guests arrive Kang San, Kim Si-yeol, and Jong Yoo-ha, 3 men completely different in personality and background, all 3 hiding something. What starts as a period romantic comedy gradually transforms into a mystery of identities and royal betrayals with more layers than one expects at the start. The drama took time to find its rhythm in the middle episodes, and the resolution of certain threads could have been better executed. But Kang Hoon as Kim Seal stole the entire drama and became one of the most beloved period characters of that year. The combination of humor, mystery, and classic-style romance makes this a show that hooks you from the first episodes and holds your interest all the way to the end. Number 5. The Forbidden Marriage. Everything starts with a king who bans marriage throughout Joseon because he cannot bear the idea of others celebrating what he lost. His wife, the crown princess, died before they could be wed, and grief consumed him until he became a man who cannot tolerate others' joy. Into this context arrives So-Rang, a highly skilled swindler who reads marriage compatibility and sees in the royal ban a business opportunity. When she is accused of fraud and brought before the king, she improvises the only escape she can think of. She claims to be possessed by the spirit of the late princess. To her surprise, the king not only believes her, but decides to keep her close. What follows is a historical romantic comedy with a warmer heart than it first appears. Some episodes feel like filler, and the resolution of the main conflict could have carried more weight. But the dynamic between the leads is genuinely charming, with humor born from the situations rather than cheap tricks, and the drama knows when to lower the tone without losing momentum. 12 episodes that fly by and leave you with a real smile. Number 6. Alchemy of Souls. In the fictional kingdom of Daeho, there exists a forbidden magic that allows souls to swap bodies. The most feared of all warriors, Naksu, dies and her soul becomes trapped in the body of Mudeok, a low-born woman everyone underestimates. Jang Wook, the son of a high-ranking family with a past he cannot control, hires her without knowing who she truly is. What appears to be the classic master and apprentice dynamic complicates quickly. Naksu must pretend to be weak while teaching Jang Wook to fight, and the two begin discovering that their family's secrets are more intertwined than either imagined. The Hong sisters wrote a fantasy world with its own rules, consistent and full of details worth appreciating. The first season is among the most complete scene in the Korean historical fantasy genre. The second changes the lead actress, and that divides opinions, because Yoon So-min was a fundamental part of the show's tone. Even so, the story closes with its main threads resolved, and the world building of Daeho, the fight sequences, and the romance of the first season are more than enough to make the full experience worth living from start to finish. Number 7. Under the Queen's Umbrella. Imagine this. You are the Queen of Joseon. Your husband does not give you the time of day. The Queen Mother watches you with the same warmth. A hawk shows a mouse. And your sons, the princes, are a disaster each in their own way. One is a slacker. Another hides a secret that could cost you the crown. Another has talent, but no one recognizes it. And the eldest, the heir in whom you placed all your hope, starts showing signs of something very serious. Im Hwa-ryong is not the decorative queen the palace expects her to be. She is a woman who has survived years of court politics with intelligence and determination, and who has no intention of standing by while her family is dismantled. The drama does not romanticize motherhood or palace life. It shows the contradictions, the mistakes, and the cost of wanting to protect those you love in a system designed to crush you. Kim Hae-soo is on another level, and her portrayal of Hwa-young is one of those roles that stays with you. One of the most solid historical series Korean television has produced, with a stellar cast and a story that grabs you from the first episode and does not let go. Number 8. The Red Sleeve. Sung Deok-I-am has spent her entire life in the palace and arrived at one very clear conclusion. She does not want to be anyone's concubine, no matter how important that someone may be. She wants to live her days her own way, within the limits her position as a court lady imposes, but free in what matters most. The problem is that Yi-san, the crown prince, has an equally clear idea that she is exactly the person he wants by his side. What follows is one of the most honest historical romances Korean drama has produced, not because it ends well, but because it does not pretend love is enough for everything. Yi-san is a man who truly loves Deok-I-am, but he is also the future king of Joseon, and those two facts collide in ways the story does not bother to soften. The premise may seem somber for those looking for something light, and it is a drama that demands willingness to feel discomfort. But Lee Jun-ho and Lee Si-young build something that feels authentic from the first scene, and the drama is based on real historical records that give extra weight to every moment. A work that when it ends leaves you in silence, one of those that makes you understand why Korean historical drama can be so powerful. Number 9. Lovers of the Red Sky. Hong Cheon-gi grew up hearing that a woman cannot be a painter, and grew up deciding not to listen. Her father, who was a painter before losing his sight, taught her everything she knows, and she has the talent to become something Joseon has never seen, the first official female painter at the Royal Academy. Ha-ram is the king's royal astrologer. He lost his sight as a child during a ritual to seal a dark god, and has since carried a destiny he did not ask for. When their paths cross, both begin to understand that their lives are connected by something older than either of them. The drama has standout visual direction. Cheon Ji's paintings feel alive. The fantasy sequences have an aesthetic polish that very few period dramas achieve. Some middle episodes lose pace as the mythical plot expands and certain elements of the fantasy world are left not fully resolved. But Kim Yoo-jung and An Hyo-seop work very well together, and the combination of art, mythology, and period romance makes this drama visually unlike almost anything the genre has offered. Worth watching just for how it looks. Number 10. The King's Affection. The crown princess gave birth to twins, and twins in the royal family were considered an ominous sign. The order came quickly: kill the girl. Her mother hid her outside the palace, promising herself that no one would ever know. Years later, the twin brother dies, and the only option to save the family is to bring the daughter back and have her take the crown prince's place. Damai grows up as Prince Lee Hui, learning to govern, to conceal her identity, to keep everyone at a distance because closeness is the greatest risk she can take. Until Jung Ji-woon arrives as her royal tutor, knowing nothing of what she carries. The story is built on a secret that holds episode by episode, and Park Yoon-bin carries it with a presence that leaves no room for doubt. The drama has 20 episodes that feel complete, with a political plot that accompanies the romance without trying to overshadow it. Some secondary character resolutions could have had more depth, but Dami's growth, her decisions, and the love story built from impossibility have something genuinely moving. The first K-drama to win an International Emmy Award, and when you watch it, you understand why. Number 11. Moonshine. In the late Joseon period, alcohol was banned. Kang Ro-seo distills it anyway, because her family's debts are not going to pay themselves, and the laws of those with power were rarely made with those without power in mind. Nam Young is the inspector who enforces that ban most efficiently. Straight as a bamboo rod, incapable of looking the other way, with a code of honor that does not negotiate. The two end up living under the same roof, and what follows is a well-paced situational comedy that mixes the inspector versus offender tension with a romance that grows slowly, honest, and without artificial acceleration. Lee Hyori and Yoo Seung-ho have a dynamic that draws comic moments from everyday situations without needing exaggerated tricks. The drama does not reinvent anything or pretend to, and those looking for major dramatic twists may find the pace too calm in some stretches. But for those who enjoy lighter period dramas with humor that comes from the characters' personalities rather than easy jokes, Moonshine is exactly what it promises. Quality entertainment that can be enjoyed without rushing and leaves a good taste. Number 12. MR Queen. In the 21st century, Jang Bong-hwan is an elite chef working at the South Korean presidential residence. Self-centered, brilliant in the kitchen, and with a life going exactly as he wants. Until an accident causes his soul to land in the 19th century inside the body of Queen Kim So-young in Joseon, days before a wedding with a king who appears weak and decorative. What follows is a historical comedy of errors that squeezes every last drop of humor from the premise. A modern, unfiltered man trapped in the body of a queen who is supposed to be discreet, obedient, and refined. The contrast between Bong-hwan's manners and the palace's expectations generates situations that are genuinely funny without becoming ridiculous. The controversy that surrounded the drama in South Korea over its historical references cost the production its removal from local platforms, but did not diminish the quality of what was on screen. Shin Hae-sun, playing a man playing a queen, is one of the most entertaining and technically demanding performances in recent years. and Kim Jong-un as King Cheoljong has layers that reveal themselves in ways you do not see coming. One of the most beloved historical dramas of its generation, and for good reason. And those were the 12 Korean historical dramas you cannot miss. From period comedies that make you genuinely laugh to stories that leave you in silence when they end, there is something in this list for every type of viewer. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to leave your like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss our upcoming content. Tell me in the comments which is your all-time favorite historical drama, or if there is one you think was missing from this list. See you in the next video.